Tonight, I will be discussing my own country's politics, Indonesian politics. I've been meaning to do this video for quite a while now. I've had several attempts, but I was never satisfied with the previous recordings and they never made it to YouTube. Now, Indonesian politics. Oh, before I begin, however, in the comments section, please comment in English because I'm not a very good reader of Indonesian. I speak Indonesian fluently and I can read some Indonesian, but not a lot. And please humor me, do your best with your English to my Indonesian viewers, if they want to comment. Now, Indonesian politics. Where shall I begin? I'm going to try to compress it all to just one video. There is vast knowledge I have of Indonesian politics, but I'm going to try to compress it to the most essential facts you should know if you want to know about our political culture here in Indonesia. Now, let me begin by explaining our system of government and our voting system, and then I will proceed to the issues Indonesia is facing today, as well as political culture as to how people view politics here in Indonesia and people's voting patterns. So let's begin by our system of governance and our voting system. Indonesia is a presidential system. There is a bicameral parliament, an upper and lower house, upper and lower chambers of parliament, and a president. And the president, of course, leads the government and the cabinet. Now, the vice president's role is unclear. The vice president can have as little or as many powers as the president wants to give him. Now, Indonesia has, for the lower houses of parliament, it uses party list proportional representation. So it has party lists per province, but no national list. Whereas the upper house has four representatives per province and uses the single non-transferable vote system. Now, I guess that's basically it. It's a separation of powers like the United States presidential system. The president is elected in a two-round system. In order to field a presidential candidate, however, a political party or a coalition of political parties must have 20% control in parliament to set forward a candidate. So there can be a maximum of 5 candidates if the parliament is split 20-20-20, 20-20. 1/5 each. So there can be a maximum of 5 presidential candidates per election. Now, Indonesia has a national ideology called Pancasila. Our coat of arms has 5 icons on the shield in front of the eagle, the Javan eagle. And the Pancasila is our basic ideology. These are 5 principles that every Indonesian must adhere to. However, this ideology is a very loose ideology. There are some specifics, but they're easy to follow. Now, if you want, you can do the research on that on Wikipedia, on what those 5 principles are. So every Indonesian must adhere to these 5 principles. Now, we are a democracy, but we are not a liberal democracy. Every Indonesian has this basic code of conduct they must follow. But it's a very loose set of rules. Like I said about the Pancasila. Very loose set of rules. Therefore, we have room for debate within the system. So, that is our system. The issues, now for the issues. In Indonesia, the root of all our country's problems often goes back to corruption. People enriching themselves illegally. And people only thinking about money, similar to the United States. People only caring about putting money into their own pockets and not doing the right thing. I can name various forms of corruption, but I don't have time to get into them. Healthcare is appalling. Islamic fundamentalism is an even greater threat because of corruption. When people can't take it anymore, all this corruption and no progress whatsoever, they turn to Islamic fundamentalism. So that's why the Islamic fundamentalists, they are anti-corruption. They have firm stances against corruption. So that is why it resonates with the voters, especially the Javanese voters. 60% of Indonesia's population is on Java. So the Islamic fundamentalists are really popular. They are Indonesia's extremists. In Europe, it's the far right and the nationalists. Here it's the Islamic fundamentalists. Now, as I said, the root of it is all corruption. The root of all Indonesia's ills is corruption. I apologize if I stumble a little bit on my words. And Indonesia's political culture, Indonesians seem to be very... Let's discuss Indonesian political culture here. Indonesians don't seem to know much about the issues. They don't trust government very much. And they don't really know, they haven't really gotten to grips of the issues when doing elections, issues during elections. They only listen to beautiful words that the politicians spew that have absolutely no meaning. Politicians say a lot here, say a lot, without really saying anything, without really addressing the issues. They just have slogans, no to corruption, no to corruption, no to corruption, but they don't have answers. There are a few notable exceptions, but not many. So that's basically it, that politicians don't say much. And the Indonesians look at elections like it's one big party. There's all these posters and flags and rallies and television commercials. It's an extravaganza. It's a democratic party. It's a party. Woo! But they don't really know what the politicians are saying, and they don't really care. Now, one final note I will discuss in this video is our current president, Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. He was elected in 2004 and re-elected in 2009, and he won because he set forward an image of competence and intelligent, straightforward, you can trust me, I will do the right thing. Now, during his first term, he put together this group, this inquiry, this group of people to the KPK, the Anti-Corruption Commission, whatever it was, to stamp out corruption in Indonesia. He started it. And this group at first rooted out a lot of corruption, but of course came across a lot of obstacles and are often accused of being corrupt themselves. But anyway, he started this group during his first term. And Indonesia in the 1990s, by the way, late 1990s, which was actually the root cause, one of the root causes of the fall of the Suharto dictatorship in 1998, because Indonesia suffered an economic crisis in the late 90s. And we hit rock bottom with our economy. Indonesia has slowly recovered since then, and our economy continues to grow. So, President Yudhoyono's record is, I would say, lukewarm. He's done a few good things, but during his second term, he is perceived as a do-nothing president. People are disappointed that he is just trying to be all things to all people and not really taking much action to solve Indonesia's problems, similar to Barack Obama. That's his second term. So, I hope I covered the essentials. Thank you for listening.